All right, I think we are about ready to get going. Let's get the ball rolling. Game 4 of the World Series, 1993, inside pitch. And again, at the end of this game, we will have the reveal for the next season in the NBC Game of the Week, which will start on April the 6th. On Saturday, April 6th, will be the first game of that for that season. So we're going to be looking for that. Let's get this up here a little higher so we can make sure everything is fitting. And it looks like everything is now in place the way I would like it, or at least the best I can do at the moment. We are at Candlestick Park for Game 4. The White Sox lead the series 2-1. They've won the last 2 games. This is Game 4 with the Game 4 starters. And for the Giants, it will be Scott Sanderson. They acquired him from California. So he's on the mound, and Jason Beret is on the mound for the White Sox. So Scott Sanderson in his California Angel uniform, but he came over in a late season trade as they were going for the pennant push. And so Sanderson was brought on to try to help them clinch the pennant. Of course, it didn't quite happen for them, but they still made that moves that you kind of have to make if you're trying to win a division. All right, so I know we're battling NFL, getting ready to come up in a little bit, but that's going to be between now and like midnight. So, if you're worried about NFL, then don't stream on a Saturday when the playoffs are going on. But I really could care less about the NFL, to be honest with you. I mean, I'll watch it maybe, but it's not anything I'm really going to be glued to for any stretch of the imagination. Jason Beret will be using pitcher hitting card number 0 that RJL made up, so he will be using that. Scott Sanderson did not have his own hitting card, but we will be using the San Francisco Giant generic hitting card for Scott Sanderson. All right, so we're ready to go. 2-1 lead for the White Sox. They're trying to take a commanding 3-1 lead. And Scott Sanderson will face Tim Raines. 5-6. That's a strikeout chance. That is a 6. And let's see, he is a 6. Stadium adds 1 to 7, so he is gone. Tim Raines out on strike. Sanderson starts the game by striking out Tim Raines. 1 away, and that brings up Joey Cora, second baseman. He was the player of the game in Game 3. Had a single, double, and a triple. 5-3 is the ballpark card going to Candlestick Park right away for Joey Cora. 3-6, that's a single to center field, so Joey Cora keeps his hot hitting going. Hey, Mr. Utah Mike, how are you doing? Trying to sneak this in as best I can before the Texans and the Ravens get going, but between now and about 11 p.m. Eastern, you're going to be fighting the NFL, so I figured might as well just put this out there when it's convenient for me. All right, so strategy roll for Sanderson. Nothing going on. Infield is halfway. Here's the big hurt. 1-4. That's a home run question mark. 1-12, and that passes. That is a 12. And you know what happens when Frank Thomas gets a home run chance. That is an automatic. You can put it on the board. Yes. 2-run homer for Frank Thomas, and the Sox continue to have their way here at Candlestick. The home field advantage has not helped the Giants whatsoever, as Frank Thomas hits a 2-run shot to put the White Sox ahead 2-0 here in the top of the first, as they are looking to put this thing away and maybe not even go back to Chicago. They could sweep the series here at San Fran and win the whole thing. Here's Ventura. 1-5 is a strikeout chance. 14 too much. Go to Sanderson. 2-1, ground ball to short. That is out number 2. Sanderson a little stunned, as are the Giant and the Giant fans as well. Sanderson says, I would be pitching better if you would put me in a San Francisco uniform, but inside pitch doesn't do that. So here's Ellis Burks, 3-5, and that is a blank. Not a complaint, just an observation. And here's Burks. 4-3, fly to center field, and that's going to end the inning. So for the Sox, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of one half of an inning to play here at Candlestick, it's Chicago 2, and the Giants coming to bat, and they got the work cut out for them. One advantage they have is they're facing the number 4 starter in Jason Beret. They kind of ran to buzzsaws with McDowell and Fernandez the last couple games. So they're hoping to make hay here against Jason Beret. Or as Prince would call him, Jason Raspberry Beret. Here's Lewis, 5-1, strikeout plus. That's a good start for Beret. He's out of there on strikes on the strikeout plus. 1 away. And that'll take us to Robbie Thompson. Robbie Thompson. Beret, 6-3 is a range play. Hello, Doug. How you doing? Range play. Thompson, 5-1 is a double to center field, but it's a range for Lance Johnson. And Johnson just happens to be a 5, the best you can have. So 1-5, and Lance Johnson will corral this. And he does. Takes the double away from Robbie Thompson. And it might be one of those kind of games for the Giants, as they are already in a bind, down 2-0, thanks to the big hurt. Here's Will the Thrill, 2-5. That's a possible error. Go to Clark. 6-1's a fly to right, but that's a 17. And the error rating for Ellis Burks is only a 4. So 17's way above that. So no error. He will make the catch. And the inning will be over. 3 up and 3 down go the G-men. We played 1 inning here at Candlestick, and it's 2-0 Giants. 2-0 White Sox, rather, as the Giants are looking to try to regroup. Hall Carlson is happy wherever he is. Sox lead the series 2-1, looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead, but there's 8 innings to go. Sanderson, 5-2, and that is a blank. Go to Lance Johnson. 1-4, and against a right-hander, that's a split chance, single to second base for Lance Johnson. So the old lefty-righty split helped him out right there. Leadoff single, and that's going to bring up Ron Karkovice. Karkovice is a pretty good double play candidate, though. Strategy roll, 9, nothing happening. Sanderson, 3-1, that's a possible error on a ground ball. 3-2 is a pop-up to third base, so no error to worry about. He just pops it up to Matt Williams for out number 1. 1 down, and that's going to bring up the number 8 hitter, Ozzie Guillen. And again, Beret is on deck. Strategy roll again. 4. He does get a chance to steal. He's a 5. -1 is the 4. He hits a 17. -2 there is a 15. Manwaring is a -2 also. It makes him a 13. So 1-13, Lance Johnson's going to try it. And the evil D20 takes it away. Caught stealing. So that evil D20 strikes again for out number 2. As Kurt Manwaring fired down there and Royce Clayton put on the tag. Now 2 outs, bases clear for Ozzie Guillen. 1-1 on Sanderson's a strikeout. 7 is going to get him because he's a 7. Stadium even adds 1, makes it an 8. And that's going to end the inning. So Sox had a promising start, but the caught stealing kind of took that away. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second. It is still 2-0. Mike, to answer your question, the game of the week will be on every Saturday, and then during the other games that are on the schedule, the Stratomatic computer, I will sim those offline and just update the standings every Saturday. It will be Stratomatic, and it will be Stratomatic computer will be charting the rest of the league other than the game of the week, which I'll input manually when I play that. That will be input manually. That will not be simulated. That will be input manually after the game is over. I'll go in and input that manually to make sure those teams get credit for that particular thing and the players get credit for those stats. But the other games that will be simmed until the following Saturday. So, Jason Beret, or as they say, Jason Raspberry Beret. will be on the mound. He'll be facing Matt Williams. Beret 5-2. He's not tired, so there's no single there. 5-1, and that is a star one, which is a ground ball to second. And there's one away. So one down, and that's going to bring up Barry Bonds. Giants bats have been quiet pretty much the last couple of games. Even making Beret look good. 3-3 is a strikeout chance. 4 got him. So Barry Bonds down on strikes. So 2 up and 2 down. Brings up Willie McGee. 6-1 strikeout plus. He's a 9. Strikeout plus makes him a 19. Stadium adds 1, makes it a 20. So the 18 fits. And yet another strikeout. Jason Beret, 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. And he's retired all 6 he has faced. As we play 2 complete. And it's still 2-0 favor of the White Sox, courtesy of the Big Hurt 2-run homer in the first inning. All right, leading off will be Jason Beret, and I am using RJL's generic pitcher hitting card. I printed off. So this is a 0 average card because Jason Beret didn't hit in 1993. So, but he can still get a hit on a range play or a ballpark. So there's still a chance for him to get a hit, but not likely. 3-1 possible. Well, he could reach on an error. 3-1 is an error ground out possibility. 3-2 is a star 3, which is a ground ball to short, and that's a 2. It will be an error. Royce Clayton's a 10. That's a 2. So how about that? E6, Jason Beret does reach on the error. So E6, hello Kenyon, how you doing? E6 on Clayton. And now here that's going to bring up Tim Raines, top of the order. Raines struck out his first time. 4-5, that's the ballpark card going back to Candlestick Park for Tim Raines is at bat. 4-3, and that's a ground ball to short, so it's a possible double play. He's a 2, nothing there. Halfway is a 3. The pivot at second with the ground ball to short is Robbie Thompson, and he is a +1. So it's going to be a 1-4 for a double play. It is a 4, so they erase the base runners there on the 6-4-3 double play. Clayton to Thompson to Clark. Quickly 2 away. And that error on Clayton earlier does not come back to bite them. So 6-4-3 DP. 2 quick outs, and that brings up Joey Cora. 2 outs base is clear. Sanderson, 4-5. Ballpark card again, going right back to Candlestick. 2-1, that's a home run to the opposite field. He's only a 2, that's a 15, so that's going to be a fly out to left field since he's a left-handed hitter. And that's going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 favor of the Sox. Hello, Mr. RJL. I'm trying to get this game in before the Ravens and the Texans get going real good. So between now and about 11 p.m. Eastern, you're going to be fighting whether this game or the Pack or San Francisco game. So trying to stream on this and worrying about the NFL is probably a waste of time. So I'm really not worried about the NFL. I'm just going to play. All right. Beret, 5-1, strikeout plus. He's done it again. Boy, Jason Beret has just been awesome. He's faced 7 batters. He struck out 4 of them. How about that? Here's Kurt Manwaring, number 8 hitter. Beret, 2-1's a walk plus. So this time he will walk Manwaring with 1 out, and that's going to allow the pitcher to bunt. Sanderson, using the generic San Francisco pitcher hitting card, gives him a bunt rating of 4. Corners in, makes him a 3. But first of all, strategy roll to make sure there can't be a pickoff. So we're going to just have him pitch to the pitcher. Make sure there's no strikeout. 5-2, it's blank. So we're going to go straight to the bunt chart. He is now a 3 with the corners in. So let's see who fields it and what happens. It's a 3, so that means it's fielded by the first baseman, Frank Thomas. That's a 13. As a 3, that's a foul. It says fouled off, redo attempt. If fouled off again, it's a strikeout. So he's going to try again. I think it's the first time I've had that happen on this game, where they fouled the bunt attempt. So first time I've run into that. But if he fouls it again, he's going to foul. It's going to be a strikeout. So just keep that in mind. So that means now, RJL, here's a good question for you. We passed the pitcher check on the bunt to see it wasn't a strikeout, but he fouled his bunt attempt. Does that mean I got to re-roll the whole thing with Beret to see if he strikes out again, or do I stay on the pitcher hitting card? I'm assuming I stay on the pitcher hitting card and do another bunt. I'm assuming that's what I do and not redo the other one. Okay. Stay on. I just go straight to the bunt. Okay. It seemed to make the most sense to do that. So. All right. So he's going to try again. Now, if he wants to foul again, it's going to be a strikeout. That's a 3 this time as a 3. Oh, re-roll the pitcher, you say? Oh, okay. Re-roll the pitcher, you say? Okay, that's what I will do. It says redo attempt on the chart, though. So that's what's throwing me off. On the chart, it says fouled off, redo attempt. Now, does redo attempt mean the at-bat or re-roll the whole, So, all right, I'll just go with what you say. We're going to re-roll the whole at-bat, see if there's a strikeout involved. 2-2, it is not. He's a blank. So we're going to go straight to the bunt again. Again, he is a 3. 3 and a 5 is a good bunt. 6 means it went to the catcher. So that time, Karkovice came out and fielded it, but his only play was to first base. So it's going to go 2-4 with Cora covering. Manwaring goes to second, but now there are 2 outs, and it's going to require a 2-out hit by Darren Lewis to get it done. No strategy roll needed here. Straight to the at-bat. 4-3, home run question mark, but it's only a 1-2, and that's a 15, so that fails. We'll go to Darren Lewis. 5-6, a single to center field for Darren Lewis. The question is, can Manwaring score? He runs at a 1, but there are 2 outs. That makes him a 2, and the outfielder arm of Lance Johnson is a +2, so that means with Chicago is in the field, you get a +4 on a single to second. So that means Manwaring is going to score without a throw. That's how bad the arm is of Lance Johnson. So 2-1 ball game, and the sacrifice bunt was all the difference in the world as Sanderson helps his own cause and allows his teammates to drive home the first run of the game, 2-1. That's also the first hit of the game for the Giants. Cuts the lead at 2-1. And now, strategy roll for Lewis to get a jump. And that is a 6, so he can't get the jump. He's a 15. -2 there makes him a 13. Karkovice, -2 again is an 11. Now, we had the D20, evil D20 before. Can we test it again? We're going to try it again, 1-11. And this time he's in there. It's a possible throwing error on Karkovice. So we got that 2 there. So possible throwing error on Karkovice. And now we're going to roll on Karkovice's error rating to see if he throws it away. Karkovice has an error rating of 5. So we'll see if he throws this away. He does. It's a 5. He shoots it into center field, and Darren Lewis. So the Giants being aggressive, they get a stolen base plus an E2. And he's at third base now with 2 outs. So both teams now committing an error. So Beret has to tighten up to make sure nothing happens here. Pitch to Thompson, 4-1 is an automatic out on the star line. So all that's going to go for naught, and it's going to be a ground ball to second to end the inning. But the Giants do pick up a run on that RBI single from Lewis to cut the lead to 2-1 after 3. For the Giants, a run, a hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. So we go to the 4th, and now what is a 2-1 ball game. Giants at least feel like they have some hope now. And Sanderson back out. He's on a short leash, though. If he gets in trouble, they got a lot of guys in the bullpen that can come in and try to stave off what they need, because they do have. Okay, it does say complete start to. Okay, because the chart was a little confusing from what the chart said, because the chart was saying redo attempt, which when I read that, I interpret it to mean redo the bunt. But you're saying the rules say redo the whole thing, which is cool. All right, cool. Not a problem. Glad you were here to make sure I got it right. All right. Here's Sanderson to Thomas. 3-4 is a walk chance. That's a 10. So the Big Hurt hit the 2-run homer his first time up. They didn't want to mess with him this time, so they walk him. Leadoff walk, and that's going to bring up Robin Ventura. Strategy roll for Sanderson. Nothing happening. Infield is halfway. 1-5, strikeout chance, 18, too much. Go to Ventura. 5-6, that's a star 2, which is a ground ball to third. Possible double play. He's a 3. Nothing there. Halfway is a 4. And the pivot, once again, Robbie Thompson as the pivot is a +1. So that's a 1-5. So anything other than the 6 and the double play is good. And it is. So, in fact, they needed that pivot from Thompson to secure that double play. So, round the horn, 5-4-3, 2 quick outs. Just what the doctor ordered. 5-4-3 double play. Second double play in as many innings turned by the Giants. And now with 2 outs and the bases clear, it's Ellis Burks. 5-5, and that's a blank to a right-hander. 3-6, and against a right-hander here, that's a split chance. It's a double to center. A double to center for Ellis Burks. He doubles to center, a 2-out double. Brings up Lance Johnson. Nothing on the strategy. 1-2, hit by pitch. He's a 5, but nothing on the hit by pitch, so Johnson will swing it. 6-1, ground ball to first, and that's going to end the inning as Clark takes it to bag himself. For the Sox, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still 2-1, Chicago. And they lead the series 2-1, looking to try to get a commanding 3-1 lead, but the Giants have other ideas. And Will Clark will be the leadoff hitter. Heart of the order, Clark, Williams, and Bonds. Due up for the G-men. Beret, 3-4, strikeout chance, 4, got him. So again, another strikeout for Beret. And that'll bring up Matt Williams. 6-1, strikeout plus, yet another strikeout for Beret. Amazing, all these strikeouts. He had 129 strikeouts in 142 innings, but he's looking more like Nolan Ryan right now. And here's Barry Bonds with 2 outs and the bases clear. 3-6, strikeout again. Got him. He strikes out the side. Jason Beret strikes out the side. 3 up and 3 down go the Giants. At the end of 4, it's still 2-1. And in 4 innings of pitching, Jason Beret has struck out 8 San Francisco Giants in just 4 innings. So he's got the strikeout pitch going in spades. So Ron Karkovice will lead it off against Sanderson, followed by Guillen and Beret. 6-5, that's a blank to a right-hander, so we go to Karkovice. 5-1, single to third by Karkovice. So Karkovice will single. That'll bring up Guillen. Normally, you think about bunting here with the pitcher on deck. They're not going to bunt. They're going to let Guillen swing away. Nothing on the strategy. Sanderson, 5-5. That's a home run chance to a left-hander straight up. He's a 5, but that's a 14, so no home run. But Guillen will swing it. 6-6, grounder to short, possible double play. He's a 1, 0, 2. And again, the pivot is +1 Thompson, so that's a 3. 1-3 for a third consecutive double play in as many innings. Nope, they can't turn it, but they do get the force on Karkovice. So this time they do not turn the double play. It's going to go with a 6-4 fielder's choice. And now with 1 out, Beret is up and he will bunt. Again, I'm using pitcher generic hitting card 0 from RJL's private stock. He's a 2 bunt rating, becomes a 1 bunt rating when we bring the corners in. First we'll roll to see if there's a pickoff chance. There is not. So now we'll roll the at-bat. 5-6, that's a strikeout chance, so he's going to get him anyway. Or will he? No, take that back because that's a 20. He strikes out at 26. You round it down. That's 13. So that's too high. Not going to be a strikeout. He avoids the strikeout. And now we will go to the bunt. Again, as a one bunter, not very good, but got to do something. That's a 12. It's a one bunter and a 12. They get the lead runner. And that's a 4, which means it went to first base. So Will Clark pounces on it, throws to Royce Clayton covering second. It's going to go 3-6 on the fielder's choice for out number 2. So Guillen is out, and Beret is on first base with 2 outs. Brings up Tim Raines. Again, strategy. 20, so 1-6 is a balk, 7-8 is a pickoff, 9 is a pickoff error. And that is a 6. He is balked rather. Sanderson has balked. 1-6 was the balk, so we got a balk on Sanderson. Don't know why he's messing around with the pitcher Beret. He's not going to go anywhere, but he decided to get fancy and balked. So now he's got to deal with Raines with a runner in scoring position. 3-2, and against Raines, that's a star line, so that will be the out to end the inning. And it will be a ground ball to Thompson at second, and that's going to do it. So nothing doing there for the White Sox. They get a hit, and no errors, and 1 left. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-1 in favor of the White Sox. And we got to keep an eye on Sanderson. He has faced 19 batters. He can face 26. So he's still good for probably 1 more inning at least. Unless they get to his spot in the order to pinch hit, which they might do. Here's Willie McGee. Me and Willie McGee. Beret, 3-5, and that's an automatic out. Star line for Jason Beret, and it's going to be a ground ball to second. So McGee grounds out to Cora for out number 1. And yes, Tabby is right here on the perch next to me, but she's being good and out of the way, so I hope it stays that way. Here is Clayton, 6-4, ball 1 on a wild pitch. 1-1 is a walk plus, so Clayton will draw the 1-out walk. Walk to Clayton, brings up Manwaring. Clayton with an attempt of 3 to get a jump. Cannot do so. Infield halfway for Manwaring. Beret, first of all, 5-6, possible error on a ground ball. 2-6 is a single to center field. That's a 15. No error there on Johnson. Johnson's error rating is only a 4. So it will be a single. Question is, can Clayton make it to third? And with the arm of Lance Johnson being a +2, it's most likely he will make it because you're going to add 1 to the number. He's a 5, becomes a 6, so he makes it to third without a throw. And that's the disadvantage of having a +2 arm in center field. So runners are at the corners with only 1 out, and this is National League ball. So if we still had the DH, then Sanderson would be still in the game, but with the pitcher spot coming up, they need offense. So they're going to the bullpen, or the bench rather, for a pinch hitter. And let's see who they're going to go to. They are going to Todd Benzinger, switch hitter. Switch hitter Todd Benzinger is on for the Giants. Beret can face 25 batters. This is batter number 18, so he's not tired, but he might get himself in trouble. So the White Sox have to be cognizant of that. Infield is halfway. Well, let's see, it's only a 1 double play chance. 2 with the infield halfway, so that's not a good, maybe not a good thing there. Although Cora is a +1 arm, so if it goes to short or third, you would make it a 3. So they're going to go ahead and play halfway. Strategy roll for Manwaring. I doubt anything's going to happen. It does not. Beret to Benzinger. Whoops, the white die did not make it through. So Suadice. So let's now scare Tabby off her perch with that. So sorry about that, Tabby. Thing just slipped right out of my hand. And of course it goes under the table, so I got to crawl under there and get that. And hopefully Tabby doesn't get all spooked. We will try it again. 1-2 is a strikeout chance. 17, he really needed the strikeout, didn't get it. So now here's Benzinger. 3-5, that's a liner right to second base, so he might get out of it here. Possible double play. A liner to second for out number 2. And now the question is it a double play? On a line drive to second with a runner on first, a 1 or a 2 is a double play. No chance to guy on third, but a 1 or a 2, and they turn the double play. They do not. So Manwaring gets back. But Benzinger hit it hard. But yes, Utah Mike, that's because you're watching the channel that has the best managing on YouTube. So you expect nothing less than genius. So here we go. Darren Lewis now with 2 outs. The infield is back. Strategy roll again. Nothing happening. Beret, 4-6. Strikeout plus. He did it again. Jason Beret with another strikeout to get him out of the inning. And keeps the score 2-1. And keeps the Giants mystified. Jason Beret does it. So for the Giants, in their half of the 5th inning, they get no runs, a hit, no errors, and leave 2 on. We go to the 6th, still 2-1, Sox. And we need a new pitcher for the Giants. And let's see who they're going to go to, with the Sox having switch right and left coming up. Really much doesn't really matter where we go here. Let's see who they might want to turn to. We're in the 6th. They're going to go to Mike Jackson. They're going to Mike Jackson. We went from Jason Raspberry Beret of Prince to Mike One Glove Jackson. So Mike Jackson is on. His job is to keep the score right where it is at 2-1. That 2-run homer from Frank Thomas in the first has held up. Cora, 1 for 2, a single, a run scored. He also flew to left. Jackson, 6-4, strikeout plus, and the strikeouts are humming. That's 1 away. Here is Frank Thomas. What is this, 2023? Frank Thomas is your batter. He's walked and hit the 2-run homer in the first. Jackson's got to be careful. 3-2 is a wild pitch, so he's really careful with him. Do it in the dirt. 1-5 is a strikeout chance. 13, too high. Mr. Nugenics is up to the plate. 2-1, he grounds it to short, and Clayton will take care of it. 2 up and 2 down. Mike Jackson doing the job. And here is Ventura. Jackson, 1-3, strikeout plus, and that's a 1. He got him. Obviously the right guy to bring in from the Giants' perspective with 2 strikeouts, 3 up and 3 down. Again, expect nothing less from your friendly neighborhood manager of both teams. And we go to the bottom of the 6th, still 2-1. Coming up for the Giants, it'll be Thompson, Clark, and Williams. Thompson, Clark, and Williams. Sounds like a bad law firm. Beret, 2-3, and that is a blank to a right-hander. Go to Thompson. 4-3, and that is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Beret. Easy play. Had he been facing a lefty, it would have been a single, but he was not. So it's an easy 1-3 ground out, and here comes Will the Thrill. Beret, 3-1 is a blank again. Clark, 3-2, grounds it to first. Frank Thomas all over it. Takes it to the bag himself for 2 quick outs, and here comes Matt Williams. Beret looking to pitch 6 stellar innings. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. He's not tired. He can face 25 batters. He has only faced 21s. This is batter 22, so he's not tired. So it is a strikeout opportunity. That's a 14, though. It's too high. So we go to Williams. 6-4 is going to single to right field. So a 2-out single for Williams. And that brings up the dangerous Barry Bonds. So you got to be careful with Bonds. Beret has handled Bonds so far. He struck him out twice, so Beret has not been intimidated. Nothing on the strategy. So he's going to pitch to Bonds. Beret to Bonds, 3-4, strikeout chance 8, and he got him. He did it again. Just like, what's her name, the old pop girl. Oops, he did it again with another strikeout, and Barry Bonds has the hat trick with 3 strikeouts in the game. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We played 6, and Jason Beret still hanging in there with a 2-1 lead. And on the ball game, Beret, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts in 6 innings for Jason Beret. Now, Mike Jackson is going to come out. He can face 4 batters, but Britney Spears, yes, thank you. I couldn't regurgitate the name. It's probably a good thing I can't, because I probably would be embarrassed to be aficionado in Britney Spears. So, we're going to need a new pitcher for the Giants. Let's see, Burks, Johnson, and Karkovice, right, left, right. So they're going to go with Jeff Brantley out of the pen, another right-hander. Going with the righties against Burks, Johnson, and Karkovice. Brantley, 1-2, possible error on the throw. Hello, Mr. Tim. How are you doing? 1-6, and that's a fly to left. No throw to worry about, so it's just a fly ball to left field. Mr. Bonds puts it away. Bonds was shaken but not stirred, or stirred but not shaken, however you want to look at it. Makes the catch. 1 away. Here's Lance Johnson. 4-6, strikeout 2. Got him. He's only a 3, but that's a 2, plus the stadium adds 1, so Lance Johnson down on strikes. This is a heavy strikeout game. Here's Karkovice. Brantley, 5-6 range play. We go to Karkovice for the range play. 2-4, and that is a double to center field, but it is a range check on the center fielder, Darren Lewis. Darren Lewis is a 4, a little bit above average. So 1-4, he takes the double away. 5 for 6, the double stands. It's a 5, it's a double, it stands. So Karkovice puts it just out of the reach, of the center fielder, Darren Lewis. Brantley thought he was out of the inning. Ozzie Guillen is due up, but they will put out the 4 fingers and walk Ozzie Guillen intentionally with the pitcher spot coming up. And Beret can face 25 batters. He's faced 18. He has faced 23 batters. So the Sox, boy, what do you do here with the Sox? Well, there's 2 outs. And they got McGee, Clayton, and Manwaring coming up. Their bullpen is meh. Karkovice isn't run all that well. Brantley has faced 4. This will be his 5th batter. Boy, decision time here. Because if you had the DH, you wouldn't have to worry about this stuff. But we do not have the DH, so White Sox are not having to used to dealing with all of this. But they're going to have to do something. So they're going to bring on, who do they want to bring on to pinch hit? I'm going to use RJL's method of most at-bats. So we're going to have George Taco Bell come in and pinch hit for Beret. So Beret, they give him a Chicago White Sox bench, gives him a ringing round of applause and a pat on the back. And now George Bell is going to see if he can get a big base hit to increase the lead. And then they'll turn it over to the bullpen. Brantley, 1-7 on a 20, a 1-7, he would balk. So we got to roll for that. But there is no 20. So Brantley will be facing George Bell. 1-1, a straight up home run chance. That's an 11. That's an 11. If my arm was any longer, I'd pat myself on the back multiple times for that brilliant managerial move. I mean, like I said, you just don't get moves like this. You just don't do it. You just don't get moves like this in any other channel. In managing moves of brilliance like this, and as Hawk would say, you could put it on the board. Yes, George Bell, first appearance in the series, in the playoffs. Period. And he strikes a 3-run home run. Brilliant managerial move, bringing in George Bell. Even though he had a 217 average, he hits the home run. 3-run shot. Sox lead at 5-1, and the Giants don't know what hit them. And Jeff Brantley is just shaking his head. Says, how does this guy do this to me all the time? So here's Raines, and Brantley will be tired after this at bat. 5-4, strikeout chance 18 too high. We go to Raines. 2-1, single to second. So now Brantley is tired. Brantley is tired, but he is scheduled to bat fourth in the inning. They'd like to get him through the inning if possible. They'll go ahead and pitch to Cora, but if he doesn't get Cora, he's out of here. Strategy rolls are now off, with the score being 5-1. So strategy rolls are off. Brantley 1-4, and that's a straight up home run chance. That's a 15, though, is too high. So Cora will swing it. 3-4. He's going to line it hard right to second to end the inning. So snagged by Thompson, but damage done. The 3-run shot from George Taco Bell. And the White Sox lead at 5-1. And in the inning, the Sox got 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and there was 1 left on base. 7th inning stretch time. That's it for Brantley, by the way. 7th inning stretch time. I'm going to take a quick break. Be right back. You can sing your Take Me Out to the Ball Games, and we'll be ready for a new White Sox pitcher in the bottom of the 7th. And don't forget, after the game is over, it will be the reveal show to see which season will be coming up in the NBC Game of the Week, which will start on April 6th. Saturday, April 6th is the first game. So I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Okay, 7th inning stretch is over. Keep up the shameless plugs. I love them. We love them. All right, it's 5-1 Sox. 7th inning stretch time. Due up for the Giants, it's McGee, Clayton, and Manwaring a switch in 2 rights. So the Sox will go with right-hander Jeff Schwartz out of the pen. So Jeff Schwartz will get the call. And he'll be facing McGee, Clayton, Manwaring, and a pinch hitter for Brantley. 5-1 ball game. Whoop, and the white die missed again. Boy, I can manage, but I can't manage to put the dice in the tray sometimes. And when these dice fall, they find every nook and cranny to hide behind. So that took a little while to do that. Let's try this again. Schwartz, 1-1. Strikeout chance 3. The strikeouts continue. Sox pitching just keeps striking out the Giant hitters. That'll bring up Royce Clayton, followed by Manwaring. 4-5, and that is a strikeout chance again, and he's gone again. So back-to-back strikeouts from Schwartz. 2 down for Manwaring. Giants starting to run out of outs. 6-3, another strikeout chance. 10, this time is too high. He's an 8 plus 1 is only the 9, so he does not strike out. He will get the swing. 5-5, and he's going to star 6 it, which is a fly to right field to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Giants in the 7th as Jeff Schwartz does his job. He goes 3 up and 3 down. And we go to the 8th. Giants will need a new pitcher because Brantley was tired. So even though they didn't get his spot in the order, they do need a new pitcher regardless. They're not going to use their closer, Rod Beck, and Berba pitched a couple of innings. So they're going to go with a guy that did not pitch in Game 3, and that was Brian Hickerson. So Hickerson is going to get the call. Hickerson will get the call. And let's see what they might want to do with that. They're actually, brace yourself, RJL, they're actually going to make a double switch. Jeff Reed will come into the game for Manwaring. So Reed will bat in the number 9 spot, and the pitcher will go into Manwaring's spot, which was held, he had the last out, so the pitcher spot's going to go there. So Reed is catching. He will bat leadoff in the bottom of the 8th. So Kurt Manwaring's out of the game. Reed is your new catcher. Hickerson is on, and Hickerson has to face Thomas, Ventura, and Burks. Heart of the order. Heart of the order. But the only righties they have, but they used Berba a couple innings in Game 3, so realistically he should get a little rest, and you're not going to use your closer back when you're down 5-1, so ergo we have Mr. All right, here is Hickerson to Thomas. 6-5, that's a strikeout. 8, going to be too high. Go to the big hurt. 6-5, he's going to fly to left, 1 away. So 1 down, and that's going to send up Ventura. He's 0 for 3, including hit into a double play. Hickerson 5-6, strikeout 4, got him. So Hickerson does the job so far, 2 up and 2 down. He can face 6 batters, so they're trying to get 2 innings out of him. It's possible. Hickerson 5-1, possible error on a ground ball. We go to Burks. 1-4 is a fly to right, so no error to worry about. And Hickerson, a 1-2-3, 8th inning. Again, the right move made by the manager of the Giants, bringing in Hickerson. And double switching. So, all right, Schwartz now has faced 3 batters. He can face 5. You got Reed, Lewis, and Thompson. So let's see what they might want to do here. They're going to actually go to the pen again. And they will bring on an acquisition from the Phillies in the trade for Bobby Thigpen is Jose De Leon. De Leon will be on. His job is to pitch the 8th inning and set it up for Roberto Hernandez in the 9th, even though it's not a safe situation. All right, so leading off is the catcher, Jeff Reed. De Leon, 1-5 is a walk plus, so Jeff Reed is aboard. Jeff Reed is on with the leadoff walk. And that'll flip the order to Darren Lewis. Strategy roll still off. De Leon, 3-4, and that is a strikeout plus, and he got him. So 1 away. As De Leon gets the strikeout plus. Brings up Robbie Thompson. De Leon, 3-5. That is a walk plus, so he has walked 2 and struck out 1, so the Sox are going to keep an eye on him. And in fact, Chicago says, we're not dealing with you anymore. And they're going to make the move and pull him and go to Scott Radinsky, a lefty, to face the left-hander Will Clark. So Scott Radinsky is going to be called in. Try to finish out this 8th inning without letting the Giants get back into the game. So Radinsky is on lefty against Will Clark. 4-5, and against Will Clark, that's a straight-up single against the lefty, so Reed will score. Thompson will take third, and runners are at the corners with only 1 out. It's now a 5-2 ball game. RBI single from Will the Thrill. And that brings up Matt Williams. Still no strategy roll. Infield still halfway. Radinsky, 4-2. That is a strikeout chance. 17 is too much. We'll go to Matt Williams. 4-5. That's a double to center field for Matt Williams. Thompson will score. Will Clark most likely will score. Let's see. Double to center. Again, the weak arm in center field is a +3. So he's a 3, so he will score automatically. It's a 2-run double, and all of a sudden it's a 5-4 ball game. As Radinsky can't get it done either. Neither him nor De Leon can get it done. 3 runs have come in. It's 5-4. And here comes Barry Bonds. Radinsky, this will be his last batter faced, as they have right-handed action in the bullpen. They do have Roberto Hernandez, their closer. He's loosening the bullpen and getting ready as quick as he can. Radinsky pitching to Bonds. 3-1, strikeout plus to the lefty. Got him. Big strikeout there for Radinsky. That is out number 2. And Bonds is 0 for 4. He's got the golden sombrero. He struck out all 4 times. However, with the Radinsky now being tired, they can't afford to give up that cheap hit on those parentheses rolls. So they're bringing in their closer, Roberto Hernandez, asking him to get a 4-out save. So Roberto Hernandez is on. Let's see. Actually, there might be a double switch coming up because Hernandez is going to bat 4th in the inning. So let's see how they want to play this. Sox will check their bench. See who might be coming on a double switch. See the previous out. Last out was made by Burks in right field. So they could go to Pasqua in right field. And that's what they will do. So Dan Pasqua will come in and bat in the number 9 position and play right field. So this is going to be Pasqua in right field. Pasqua. And Burks is out of there, and that's now the pitcher spot. So Pasqua is on. He will be the new right fielder, and he will bat in the number 9 position. And coming out of the game is Ellis Burks. So yet another double switch, because we're trying to get Roberto Hernandez to finish the game without having to get his spot in the order coming up. Right now, 5-4 ball game, 2 outs. Here's Willie McGee. Hernandez, 5-4, wild pitch, 10. That's a possible pass ball. Karkovice's pass ball rating is a 6, so no pass ball required or needed or able to be happening because of that 6. But I'm going to roll it anyway, because if we roll a 6, I'm going to count it as a pass ball. It's not a pass ball. Okay, so it stays put. Roberto Hernandez now will pitch it to McGee again. 5-4, another possible wild pitch, and this one is a wild pitch. So Roberto Hernandez uncorks one, and that's going to put the runner to third base. So obviously any kind of hit now or an error will score the tying run, and the win will be taken away from Jason Beret. Hernandez has to settle in. 3-3 is a walk plus to a switch hitter back left-handed. He's a 9. Stadium takes away 2, though, makes him a 7. The plus is a 17. That's a 19. So he does not walk Willie McGee. 3-6. It's a star 6. That's going to be a fly to center to end the inning. So he got out of it. And they keep the Giants to just the 3 runs. But it's now a 5-4 ball game. And with that being said, the Giants now might be looking to Rod Beck to keep it close. Because now a 1-run game in the 9th. For the Giants, they get 3 runs. They do it on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 on base. We go to the 9th. And we might see a double switch here because the pitcher spot is going to bat second this inning. So let's see. McGee was the last out. So they're going to bring in Dave Martinez to play right field. And he will bat in the number 8 position right behind Clayton, which will be second this inning. And in the number 7 position is the new pitcher, Rod Beck. So yes, the third double switch of the game. And we're going to have Martinez is now in right field in the number 8 position, Martinez. And McGee is out of the game, and the number 6 position is now the pitcher spot, held by Rod Beck. All right, wheeling and dealing, as they say. Hickerson did all right, but he's got to go. So coming up for the Sox, it'll be Lance Johnson, Karkovice, Guillen, and Pasqua if anybody reaches. Beck to Johnson, 3-3 ballpark card. Haven't gone to Candlestick in a while. So we're back to Candlestick, but Lance Johnson has no power. 5-2, it doesn't matter. He grounds to second, so it didn't matter about his power. But had he hit a home run possibility, he had no power whatsoever. And here is Ron Karkovice. Beck, 3-1, possible error. Karkovice, 2-5, and that is a single to left field. That's a 14. The error rating on Bonds is only a 3, so no error there. Plus it was an even number. So it is going to be a base hit for Karkovice. Base hit for Karkovice. Brings up Ozzie Guillen. Field halfway. Strategy rolls are back on because it's only a 1-run game. But he can't attempt, but there is a chance for a pickoff. Nothing happening. Beck, 6-6 strikeout plus, got him. 2 down. So Beck strikes out Guillen. And that brings up Dan Pasqua, his first at bat of the series. Chance for pickoff again, but nothing happening. Beck, 3-4. Pitcher result against a lefty. It's a 1-16 for an out. That is a 16. It is an out. And Beck will get him to fly to right field, put away by the new right fielder, Martinez. And the inning's over. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for 9th inning magic. It is 5-4. Favor the Sox. But they get one more chance, one more crack at Roberto Hernandez. And Hernandez can face 4 batters. He's faced 1, so he can face 3 more without getting tired. We have Clayton, Martinez, and Reed are the scheduled hitters for the Giants. Top of the 9th. Or bottom of the 9th, rather. 4-5. Strikeout chance 19 is too much. Go to Clayton. 5-6 is a ground ball to second. 1 away as Cora puts it away. 1 down, and that'll bring up the catcher. Or, I'm sorry, the right fielder, Dave Martinez. Catcher is on deck in Reed. So here's Martinez. 5-4, and that's a ball 1 on a wild pitch. 5-6, strikeout chance. 6, got him. Martinez out on strikes. Last chance is Jeff Reed. Jeff Reed is their last chance. He does have a 16 home run rating, so if he gets one in his liking, he could actually tie the game with one swing of the bat. And this is the last batter Hernandez can face before he is tired. 2-1 ballpark card. If we get a home run result, Reed's in good shape. 5-4, we do not. 5-4 is a single plus to left field. So Reed singles, but he has to try for the double. He's a 1. The left fielder arm, Raines, is a 0. So on a 1, he'll make it. 2 through 5, he holds. 6, he might be out. It's a 6. He possibly could be out to have the most bonehead running play of all time. 0 arm means a 1 to 3, we go to the third die roll. And a 4 through 6, he holds at first base. It's a 3. We're going to the third die roll. And a 2 to 5, he is out at second, and the ball game will be over. It is over. Jeff Reed is out trying for the double on the most bonehead play you can think of, and that's your ball game. Single, but he's thrown out 7-4, and there's your game. The Sox win it by the score of 5-4. And I don't ever think I've had a game end that way. Almost felt like I should have maybe played it safe, but that's not really in the rule book. So I was playing it the way the rules go. But sometimes, maybe like Appa, you might want to play it safe, particularly with a bad base runner like that. But that's just what happens. So the Sox win it 5-4. You only roll once on an S+. Okay, so when I got the 6, he was out automatically. Is that what you're saying? Let's see here. Roll higher. The roll of 6, batter potentially thrown out at second. Use second 1d6 to check outfielder arm rate using 2. This thing is saying to use both of them. Roll less than equal to ABR, then batter is safe with a double, which it wasn't. Roll higher than ABR, batter holds with a single. Roll a 6, which we did. Batter potentially thrown out second. Use second 1d6 to check outfield arm rate using OTC 2.6 chart. Otherwise, runner holds with a single. So that's what I was doing. I'm looking at the bottom of the chart right here. Bottom of the chart right here says, roll a 6, batter potentially thrown out at second. Use second 1d6 to check outfielder arm rate, which is what I did. I rolled a second d6, comparing it to the 0, and I got a 3, which meant we went to the third. This thing's going to then send us to this check, which is where I got the 2 through 5 to put him out. Hold on, Tabby wants to come back in. I got to break just a second to bring her in. Tabby, come on, get in here. All right. Either way, he's out. So, either way, he is out on that. So it was a bonehead play. He should have just held where he was, but that's just, he tried to get aggressive and get into scoring position with 2 outs, I guess is the philosophy there, and it just didn't work out for him, unfortunately for him. And unfortunately for the Giants, they are now down 3 games to 1. So the Giants now will be entrusting in Bill Swift to keep him in the series because he is their last hope. He is going to start against the Chicago White Sox, Wilson Alvarez, in Game 5. It'll be the final game at Candlestick regardless. If the Giants win, they'll go back to Comiskey. All right, so that is that. 5-4 victory for the Giants. For the White Sox as they fall to the Giants. Or the Giants fall to the White Sox. I'm getting myself mixed up here. All right, let's get back to probably what people are more interested in than the game, and that's the results of the voting. And now Tabby has jumped up on the perch again. Let's, before we do that, let's get, Tabby says, before she's going to allow me to do that, we got to do this first. So Tabby will get her little time here to do what she wants to do. Tabby, I think you've probably taken up enough of the space here, most likely. All right, Tabby, come on. You had your little fun. Now let's go over here. We got to get down to business, Tabby. We don't have time for this. So, oh, I hear you. I don't know if you can hear her making noises or not, but she was not happy about being moved. So, anyway, back down to business. And if you remember, the 3 seasons in question were 1965, 1998, 1973, and 2021. Those were the 4 that were involved. And we'll go over the results. Total number of votes that I received, and I did a heart on every one of them that I saw. So if you voted and didn't get a heart, let me know in the next couple seconds, because I put a heart on everything, and I wrote your name down in the year you voted for. So calculating all that, let's see, 35, 36. I got 54 total votes. 54 total votes, which was pretty good. I thought it was good participation. I appreciate all you people putting in your votes and whatnot. So let's go to the 4th place voting category. It is going to be Stratomatic Super Advanced. Yes, indeed. All right, so out of the 54 votes, this season got 1 vote, and I think it was done as a mock vote because I had mentioned that it hadn't had any votes previously, but Midlife Crisis decided to vote for it just to be funny, I guess. So 2021 got all of 1 vote. So that was not very close at all. Not very close at all. 3rd place voting, with a total of 11 votes out of the 54. 11 out of the 54 is 1965. So 1965 came in 3rd place with 11 votes. That takes us down to either 1973 or 1998, and it was reasonably close. 18 votes to 24 votes. One season got 18, one season got 24. The season that received 18 votes to finish runner-up was 1998. The one with 24 votes, 1973. That is going to be the season. Stratomatic Super Advanced 1973 received the 24 votes out of the 54 votes. So it's 1973, even though RJL is doing 72, the fact that we're doing Stratomatic Super Advanced, I think, will be kind of like a lead-in to that, because I imagine he's going to finish his 72 season probably in either March or early April. I'm not counting playoffs, I'm talking about regular season. And that will lead us right into 73. So 73 is the season of choice. And as it worked out, I do have 73 in the cards and dice and Stratomatic, and I also have it on the computer. So I'm able to play the games of the week on Saturday, use the computer to sim the rest, and keep this track of the stats and so forth. Hello, Forever Maine. How are you doing? Or Forever Remain. I think it's the way I'm looking at this. I always called you Forever Maine, but it's actually looking like with the 2 R's there, it's Forever Remain. So anyway, 1973 is the season, and I've already picked the schedule out for April to start the season with. And the first game is going to be April the 6th, Saturday, April 6th. In the 73 season, it was Saturday, April 7th. So we're 1 day off, but we're pretty close. And the first game, I'm a traditionalist, so the first game is going to be in Cincinnati. And it will be the San Francisco Giants taking on the Cincinnati Reds. That is going to be the first game of the 1973 NBC Game of the Week. San Francisco Giants taking on the Cincinnati Reds from Riverfront Stadium. So that is game one. And what I'm trying to do is, at least early in the season, is get every team. Every team is going to be presented, and then once that's presented, then I'll go back and do the better teams and the ones that are more in line with the playoffs. So the first game is going to be National League, because I'm a traditionalist. Cincinnati should always have the first game to me in my mind. So we're in Cincinnati for the San Francisco-Cincinnati series. That is the leadoff of the 73 replay. Game two, April the 13th, which is my birthday, we'll be playing game two, and it will be to the American League. And it will be the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees from Yankee Stadium. Red Sox and Yankees. Red Sox were 89-73. Yankees were 80-82. So again, I'm doing the National League, and then the next week do the American League. So I'm trying to, alternate that back and forth. Week 3 on April the 20th, we will be at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field for the Pittsburgh Pirates against the Chicago Cubs. I don't know the pitching matchups on all of these. I'm just going by team matchups and what looked good on that particular week. So April the 20th, Saturday, April 20th, Pittsburgh at Chicago, friendly confines of Wrigley Field. And to finish out the month of April, we will be on the left coast as the world champion Oakland A's will be taking on Earl Weaver and his Baltimore Orioles. Preview of the ALCS in real life, but it's going to be on April the 27th, Baltimore at Oakland. That's all I've got done so far. I've already done the first block all the way through the All-Star game, but that's all I printed the envelopes for to show. So that's what will be the first month of the season. You can look forward to those. National League, American League, National League, American League. And again, National League has the no DH. American League will have the DH. And I'm going to go through the lineups and the rosters at those dates. And any card I don't have in Stratomatic, I'm going to print off the Stratomatic computer. So I'll make a little generic card or roster card using my snipping tool and print it out and put it with the set so that I have all the players there available. And I'm going to probably do that for the first game because I think the Giants or the Reds, one of the two, I looked it up, one of the two does not have a player carded for the guys that are on the opening day roster. So let me go back and look at this real quick, see who it was. Pitching matchup of that game is going to be Jim Willoughby for the Giants against Jack Billingham for the Reds. But I'm looking here and trying to figure out. I thought there was one guy here that didn't have a card for. Could be wrong. I might have a card for everybody. I'll have to double check it. But anybody I don't have a card for, I will print from the Stratomatic computer. And that way I'll have everybody. But yeah, as a traditionalist, going with Sparky Anderson, Cincinnati Reds, opening day at Riverfront Stadium against the San Francisco Giants. So the Giants will come in there with Willie McCovey, and Dave Kingman will be on the bench. Remember that that Willie Mays was traded to the Mets, so he'll be on the Mets, not on the Giants. Although I think he was on the. I'm trying to remember if he was traded mid-season or what he was, but he's not on the opening day roster. You'll have Bobby Bonds and you'll have Willie McCovey. That's two big names on the Giants. And then, of course, with the Reds, of course, you're going to have Rose, Morgan, Perez, Bench, and company. And that's going to be opening day in Cincinnati. The pitching matchup for the Cubs series is Ferguson Jenkins for the Cubs against Nelson Briles for the Pirates. Red Sox and Yankees, I'm not sure. I don't have that printed on my lineup board because it's a DH game and I didn't print the pitchers. I just printed the hitters, so I'm not sure. He was traded to the Mets in the middle of 72, at the end of 72. Is that what you're saying? Okay, that's why I wasn't there, obviously. So, but we will do a Mets game eventually, and when we get to that, then very good chance Willie Mays will be in the lineup. We'll have to wait and see. So anyway, that's what's coming up there on Stratomatic Super Advanced. But that's not going to be until April the 7th, or I'm sorry, April the 6th. So once this Inside Pitch 93 World Series is done, I got to have something to do between now and then. So I will be doing a Stratomatic Super Advanced detailed slow playthrough at some point between now and April the 6th. But I might be doing some other games as well, some games I haven't played in a while. You might see some games you wouldn't think I would play come up on the channel. So maybe looking for some surprises. Not going to give away anything, but you might see some games that you would not expect to see me participate in. There'll be baseball most likely, not other sports, but there'll be baseball games that you wouldn't think I'd play or would want to play or want to try to play. But we'll see. I'm trying to have an open mind and try to play other things so that, there's no that gets stale playing the same game over and over and over. So anyway, yeah, April 7th in the real season was the Saturday, but in 2024, April 6th is the Saturday. So I'll be playing on April 6th. I'll be playing the April 7th game on April 6th. And then I'll have Stratomatic Computer sim the other games up until the following Saturday. But I will input manually in the Strat Computer the Reds and Giants game after I play it so that we get credit for that. And I'm not going to play it on the computer, then let the computer... I'm not going to play it on the table and let the computer sim it. That would be kind of silly. I'm going to keep the results that I have from that and play it. So, 73, interesting season. Mets and A's in the World Series in real life, but we'll see what happens in the replay. And like I said, Tabby's finally calmed down now and sitting down, and she had her 15 seconds of time, and I think that finally made her happy, and now she's just all relaxed and everything like that. So, and again, thank you to the Replay Gamer for teaching me, showing me the word setup on how to print these envelopes. Much better than using the labels I used to use. Much nicer to be able to print those envelopes. And with 73, you don't have all those. It's not like a current season. You're not going to have so many cards that are going to be bulging out of the envelope. So these 7-coin envelopes will be more than enough to hold all the roster plus any printed players I print out. So, all right. So again, appreciate you guys tuning in. I know a lot of you are interested in the Ravens and the Texans football, and that's coming up now. If it's not, it's already on, I'm sure. So I might watch a tiny bit of it just for the heck of it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of either one. So I'm a Kansas City fan, but they'll probably get beat by the Bills tomorrow, so I'm not going to really worry about it one way or the other. Like I said, I've kind of soured on the NFL. Not totally, but I'm much less of a fan than I used to be. So anyway, yep, Stratomatic Saturday, super advanced. Like I said, I've got to play a few games offline to get practice up on super advanced, and then I'll do the slow playthrough video to lead into this season. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to, of course, scatter other baseball games in the midst between now and then because it's a long time until April. So again, thank you all for tuning in and being a part of the selection show and the results that tallied. In 1973, 1998 was getting a lot of votes. Yes, RJ, I'm going to do a demo game, but it's just like you did an Inside Pitch, I'm going to do something similar for Stratomatic, where I'm going to go a little slow and cover all the rules and say why I'm doing this and why I have to check this and why I got to roll for this and all that stuff. So it's not really necessarily a how-to. It's more of a slow demo game. So I have actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm not doing 73. I'm not using 73. I'm doing 2022. I'm going to play Game 1 of the World Series of 2022, Astros and the Phillies. I bought those 2022 cards and I want to use them. So we're going to have that. There'll be enough 73 coming up when the season comes along. So I will differ from you on that because I'm going to use the 2022 Astros and the Phillies, Game 1. Already got it all set up. Players are all set up, and I made sure I had all the cards on the right teams, and that's going to be all ready to go for the demo. So Mets will, in fact, RJO, I can tell you when the Mets will appear in 1973's schedule. The New York Mets will appear on May the 5th, right after Baltimore and Oakland, Cinco de Mayo. They will be at Shea Stadium hosting the Houston Astros on May the 5th. I don't know the pitching matchup, but that's going to be the first time we're going to see the Mets and in fact, the only time we're going to see the Mets before the All-Star game is against the Houston Astros on May the 5th. Now, I do have them tentatively scheduled, or do I have them at all? I do not have them scheduled any other game other than that one game right there. Now, of course, that's subject to change because if they're in the pennant race in July and August, then I will go ahead and change some of these games I have pre-planned and move on to something else. So that's a possibility as well. So, and actually, I have on June 30th, I've got New York at Chicago, but I didn't remember if it's American League or National League. So it could be a Cub game there, Met game there as well. Don Wilson and McAndrew. Okay, thank you very much. Like I said, I didn't pick it by the pitcher matchup. I picked it by the team matchup to make sure I got everybody in. So it's a good chance to get the Astros in and a good chance to get the Mets in. So that'll be on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. Of course, in real world, I think it's going to be May 6th, but you know what I mean. It's pretty much close together there. So that's going to do it from here. And next video on the channel will be game number 5. It'll be get all the Swifties out there because it'll be a Bill Swift sighting. Bill Swift will be out there against Wilson Alvarez trying to stave off elimination as the Giants trail 3-1, but they turn to their ace, Bill Swift, to try to extend the series. So Bill Swift will be on there with all his Swifties trying to get the karma going to extend the series. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch and also the selection show for Stratomatic Super Advanced. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, how you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.